Hello everyone and welcome to Flow with Danny Yoga. My name is Danny and today I have for you a yoga sequence that you can do to cool yourself off after a hard workout. We're going to begin standing at the top of our mat in Tadasana or mountain pose. So go ahead and bring your feet hip width distance apart and make sure your legs are active. Really engage all the way up from the ground. Squeeze gently up through your quads. Try to lift your kneecaps up. And we're going to find a neutral pelvis here. So maybe just tilt your pelvis a little bit back and forth. Try to feel something in between, something that feels neutral to you, lengthening your tailbone down towards the earth. And then from here, engage gently through your core, squeeze everything in towards the middle of your body. And we can slowly lift up out of our lower backs, rolling your shoulders down and away from your ears and shining your palms forward. Take a minute here to feel grounded into the earth. Maybe bringing your heart rate down from whatever you were just doing. And maybe taking this moment to set an intention for the rest of your day. And from here, go ahead and inhale, arms rise. And exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. 2 more times. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, hands together. Last time. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, arms together. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring our right knee up to our chest. And go ahead and stretch out here, maybe taking some ankle circles. Breathing deeply into your belly. And we're going to go ahead and hold onto our knee with our left hand. And exhale, extend that right arm straight back, maybe looking back. Keep drawing your navel in towards your spine here to twist a little deeper. And inhale back to center. Bring your hands to your heart. And this time we're going to slowly extend our right leg back, coming into our high lunge. And if it feels comfortable for your shoulders, go ahead and reach your arms up. Strong legs. Feel that connection into the earth here. And again, think about squeezing everything in towards the midline of your body. Engaging through your core. And gently stretching your tailbone down towards the earth. Maybe challenge your gaze here. See if you can look up. Take a tiny back bend. And we're going to bring our fingertips down towards the floor on either side of your front foot. Coming into a runner's lunge here. Maybe pulsing a little bit back and forth. Again, lifting up out of your back, out of your spine. Drawing your shoulders down and away from your ears. And we're going to straighten our front leg, coming into a wider variation of pyramid pose. If your hands can't come all the way to the floor here, feel free to grab a block or hold on to your leg. You can even keep your front knee bent as much as you might need here. But we're going to inhale to find some length. And exhale, hinging from the waist, folding down over that front leg. Your back heel might not touch the ground here. That's perfectly okay. Just keep thinking about scooping that left hip back and keeping your hips as square to the front of the mat as possible here. Getting a nice stretch in that front hamstring. And from here, we're going to inhale to lift back up. We're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So go ahead and walk your hands towards the middle of your mat. Spin your feet so that they're parallel with the short edges of your mat. And we're going to inhale here, find some length, and hinge putting your hands wherever is comfortable for you here. Maybe holding on to opposite elbows and making this more passive. Breathing deeply here, in and out through your nose. And we'll inhale to rise back up. Walk your palms back to the front of your mat. Come back into your runner's lunge. Plant your right palm on the mat and extend your left arm straight up. Easy twist. Try to align your shoulders directly over top of each other. Not allowing that right shoulder to jut forward. And from here, we're going to transition into Vashisthasana or side plank pose. Come into whatever variation works for you, but go ahead and roll over to your side and maybe setting that left foot in front of your right one, maybe stacking one foot on top of the other. Strong core here. Whoop. It's okay if you wobble. And left arm down to the mat, coming into our forearm plank. Right elbow down. Adjust however you need to here. Really press your palms and forearms into the mat. And release Sphinx pose. Pressing the tops of your feet into the mat, lengthening your tailbone down and away from your ears. And gently drawing your chest forward. And release, finding our downward facing dog. Pressing your hips up and back. Hands shoulder width distance apart, feet hip width distance apart. Try to imagine shining your armpits towards one another and pressing your hips up and back. Again, does not matter if your heels are touching or not. Maybe bend into one knee, paddle out the feet here. And we're going to take one cleansing breath in this down dog. So we're going to inhale through our nose and exhale out the mouth. And from here, little steps, walk our way to the top of the mat, coming into our forward fold. So hips. So go ahead and let your feet be wider than hip width distance apart. And you can bend your knees, just passively folding over your legs. Maybe swaying from side to side, holding on to opposite elbows. And we're going to bend even more into our legs and slowly roll up back into Tadasana. Go ahead and readjust your feet so they're directly underneath your hips. And take a moment here to ground yourself. Before we go to the other side. So we're going to go ahead and bring our left knee up. Big stretch. Maybe taking some ankle circles. And keeping your right hand on your knee. We're going to go ahead and inhale to find length. And on the exhale, stretch that right arm straight back. A little wobbling here. It's to be expected. Maybe challenging yourself to look over your shoulder. And inhale back to center. Hands together at your heart. We're going to slowly and controlled step back into our high lunge. And maybe lifting your arms straight up. Again, really think about engaging through your core, squeezing everything in towards the middle of your body. And lengthening your tailbone down towards the earth. Maybe challenging yourself to take a little back bend here. And we'll bring our fingertips down to the mat on either side of our front foot, coming into our runner's lunge. Remember to lift up out of your lower back. Maybe pulsing a little bit forward and back, just getting a nice good stretch here through the front of that back leg. And straightening your front leg, we'll find pyramid pose again on this side. So go ahead and inhale, find some length before hinging at the waist. Again, bring your hands up on some blocks or keep your knee bent as much as you might need here. And your back heel will probably not be touching the ground. Breathe deeply here, in and out through your nose. Keep thinking about drawing your right hip back, squaring off your hips to the front of the mat. And coming into our wide-legged forward fold on this side, go ahead and walk your hands to the middle. Make sure your feet are parallel to the short edges of the mat. And we're going to inhale to find some length and exhale to fold on down. And this time we're going to add on some stretches to the side. So go ahead and walk your hands over to your left foot. Grab wherever's comfortable and fold on down. Keep breathing deeply here. And inhale back to center. Walk your hands over to the other side and fold. And we're going to walk our hands back to the top of the mat. Go ahead and plant your left palm and extend your right arm straight up, finding that easy twist. And we're going to go ahead and find our side plank or Vashisthasana on this side. So go ahead, roll onto that left foot, and we're going to come back into whatever variation works for you. Strong through your core, strong through that left arm. And bring your right elbow down, left elbow down into your forearm plank. Keep lengthening your tailbone down and away from your ears. And release, Sphinx pose. Pressing through your tops of your feet, drawing your heart forward and breathing deeply. And release to the mat. We'll find downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Go ahead and take any little adjustments you need to here. Pressing into your fingertips and knuckles, shining your elbows, shining your armpits towards each other. And pressing into your heels. And from here, we're going to find Pigeon Pose. Let's go ahead and lift your right leg straight up to the sky. Bend that knee, open up your hip. And then we'll bring that right leg forward behind your right wrist. Go ahead and walk your left foot back. Maybe coming up on a pillow, maybe putting a block or a blanket under your hip if you need to. Just make yourself comfortable here. And we're going to fold on down. 5 deep breaths right here. And we're going to go ahead and inhale to rise back up. And before we go and do the other side, go ahead and roll over carefully onto that right hip. Swing your left leg out in front of you, and you might need to readjust depending on where you're at on the mat. So we're going to have our left leg straight, and we're going to bring our right foot and tuck it in against the inside of our left thigh. And from here, inhale to find some length, reaching your arms up, and exhale, we'll hinge forward, grabbing whatever is accessible to you. And inhale to rise back up, and go ahead and we're going to take this right foot and place it on the outside of our left thigh, and we're going to take a twist from here. So I like to hook my left elbow around my knee. Place your fingertips behind you. Inhale to find some length, and on your exhale, go ahead and twist as deeply as you can. Deep belly breaths here. Try to keep pressing down into your big right toe. And release. And we'll go do that sequence on the other side. So maybe shake out your legs in front of you, crossing it at the ankles and pressing back into downward facing dog. Maybe taking a minute here in this down dog. And go ahead and lift your left leg straight up and back. Go ahead and bend into that knee. Open up your hip. And find your pigeon pose on this side. Left knee going behind your left wrist. Maybe walking your right leg back a little bit. Square off your hips as best you can here to the top of the mat. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and fold on down. You might have a very different experience on this side than we did on the right side. That's perfectly normal. Just meet your body where it is in the moment. Try not to place too many judgments on it. And go ahead and inhale to rise back up. And again, roll over carefully onto that left hip. And we'll swing our right leg out in front of us. Go ahead and bring that left foot in to the inside of your right thigh. And take a moment here. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, hinge at the waist. Again, grabbing whatever is accessible to you. Keep breathing deeply in and out through your nose. And go ahead and inhale back up. And we'll find that same little twist on the side. Go ahead and bring your left foot to the right leg. Plant and really press into that big toe, wrapping your arm around your knee and fingertips behind you. Inhale to find some length and exhale to twist. Maybe looking over your back shoulder. Keep pressing into that big toe. Draw your navel in and up. And release. Go ahead and shake it out. And we can go ahead and come all the way down onto our backs here. Now you can do this two ways, depending on what's comfortable for you. I'm going to bring my feet mat width distance apart, kind of like I would be in bridge pose, but a little bit wider. And the first option is go ahead and let your knees fall over to the left and hook your left ankle on top of your right knee. And we're going to keep pressing your right hip into the mat. And you can even extend your right arm up overhead. If this feels uncomfortable or bad in your knees or your low back, feel free to take any sort of laying spinal twist, or you can even keep your left leg straight and draw your right knee into your chest and twist over that way. Just whatever laying twist feels comfortable for you here. But this is where we'll be for about five breaths. And whatever twist you're doing, go ahead and inhale to rise back up, and we'll switch and go to the other side. Five more breaths right here. And inhale to rise back up. Maybe taking any little motions to help you wind down here. Maybe bringing your knees in towards your chest. Maybe coming into a little happy baby pose here, holding onto your big toes, or whatever's accessible to you. Maybe rocking a little from side to side. And whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and come into Shavasana, taking up space. If you set an intention at the beginning of class, maybe revisit it now. Be proud of yourself. You got on the mat today. If you're using this as a cool down from your workout, then you ran or went to the gym or did something physical and you did your yoga for the day. Really be proud of yourself. You're taking time to take care of your body and your mind. Please don't skip Shavasana. This is where you can really integrate everything that you just did. And revitalize yourself for the rest of the day you have ahead. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and wiggle your fingers and toes. Gently bring your energy back up. And we can roll over to one side, press your way back up, finding a comfortable seated pose. And bringing your hands together at the front of your heart, we'll close with a chant of Om together. Breathing in to chant. Om. And thank you so much for joining me, yogis, in this little workout cool down yoga video. I really hope to see you again. Please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you liked, what you'd like to see more of, any suggestions, questions. I'm really open to it all. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you again next time.